Are horror stories based on real life, or is real life based on horror stories? So this guy says that he never realized that a horror story or movie could be based on real life until it happened to him. So this happened in the 90s and he was 6 years old. And of course, back in the day, TVs are nothing like they are now. From personal experience, I've also seen these kind of TVs, but if you've never seen them, let me show you. So the guy in the story says that his family finally got a TV, and it was something similar to this. Controls did not exist. You had to get up and crank that little knob to find a channel. Also, not all the channels were working. You had to move the antenna and change the channels until you found one that worked. Every other one would be like straight up static. And of course, TVs back in the day were like huge, boxy. They would take a lot of room in the house. And again, there's no controllers, so you physically had to get up, turn on the TV, turn it off, change the channel, move around the antenna. It was a fucking whole process, okay? And yes, I'm telling you all this for a reason. He explains that his family set the TV in a way that if you're at the dinner table, you can also watch TV at the same time. So he explains that it had been 2 nights in a row where he has to get up to go use the restroom, and he has to pass by that dinner table, but as he's about to get there, he hears that staticky noise from the TV. He thinks it's weird because again, these TVs will not come on their own. Like, you literally have to physically push those buttons. If you have ever like touched one of those, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a TV that will come on its own. And he is 6 years old and he knows that these TVs shouldn't be turning on their own. And also, for those past 2 days, his mom and dad have been blaming him for waking up and having the TV on and on static. And yes, it was easy for them to blame him because the dad's like, it wasn't me, and the mom's like, well, it wasn't me, and process of elimination, it had to be him. However, Brandon is so scared that he doesn't even know what to tell them because obviously it wasn't him, but it didn't matter because he would get blamed for it anyway. So the third night comes around and again, he really has to pee and he's so scared. He does not want to go because he's scared that he's gonna see that TV on and with the static, and he's trying to hold it in, but he cannot. So he says that he just ran straight to the restroom, didn't look around, didn't stay around to hear anything. He pees, and when he comes out, he hears that dreadful static noise. He said that out of curiosity, he had to go look because what if it was his parents turning on that TV, or like, who knows? So he said that he goes and he peeks in and he sees the TV static with nobody in the room, except this time he sees a face on the TV with the static. He explains that it's a face and it looks like it's trying to come out of that TV. The moment he sees this, he says that he is stuck, like he cannot move. His heart starts racing and he starts seeing more. In that moment, he sees something behind the TV, 2 arms coming out and grab a hold of the front of the TV, and someone just peeks out from behind. He still remembers every detail till this day because he explains that the face had a lot of red marks but was very like pitch black, and that the hands had almost like, they look raggedy, but the actual skin was just black. It wasn't a shadow, like it was all black. He doesn't know how this happened, but he was finally able to like not stay frozen. He screams at the top of his lungs and he runs straight to his bedroom. He said it felt like seconds and his mom ran into his bedroom. He thought he was about to get screamed at and get in trouble, but his mom grabs him, hugs him, and he notices that his mom is also crying, and she stays there hugging him in his room for hours, praying. He's an adult now and they never spoke about this again. Like, after this there wasn't any communication, but to him, his mom reacting in that way just confirmed that something was there that night. So if you want to listen to this story in Spanish, it is from Hablemos de lo que no existe, and this is what the video will look like. This straight up sounds like something out of a horror story, which now I completely understand why he said what he said at the beginning. But what do you guys think? I don't even want to watch TV all day, maybe all week.